All right, let's look at CRE, commercial real estate. Are we in the eye of a storm or are clear skies ahead? First, let's look at CRE transaction volumes. Total commercial real estate transaction volumes increased so far this year from last year. Still a significant reduction from 21 and 22. But you know what? Those were aberrations because interest rates were zero. Everybody was trading real estate at that point in time. But I'd like to see, CRE transactions get back to where they were in like 14, 15, 16, up until kind of 20. You've seen some nice improvement in CRE office transaction volumes picking up, largely distressed sales. Some markets like San Francisco are seeing, a good performance. Multi-family transactions have had an increase of 12.6%. Industrial's down. Cap rates. What's a cap rate? That's just a yield. So think of it, if I'm buying a commercial office building and I'm buying it at a low cap rate of 4%, that's a yield that you're getting. If you're buying it at 8 cap, you're getting 8% yield. And the lower the cap rate, the higher the property value. The higher the cap rate, the lower the property value. So cap rates collapsed during the low interest rate environments. When interest rates started to rise, they shot back up. This past year, they're flatlined, and industrial and multifamily come down a little bit. But here's the other side of the equation. CRE delinquency rates. They're getting worse. They started getting worse in 22, 23. Look at office, 11.1% delinquency rates. Look at multifamily. That's had a big move up. It's the blue, and it's continuing to move up. Why is that? Well, you got some increase in vacancy rates, some overbuilding, but the biggest reason is a lot of multifamily was bought when cap rates were down at 3.5 or 3 and financed at 3 or 3.5. Now all of a sudden, your financing's double and you bought at such a low yield, you're upside down. I think these numbers will continue to get worse, but there will be a big, effect by what happens with interest rates. And this is why I think things will get worse, is because we have a wave of maturities. We had a big wave last year of CRE maturities. We've got an equally big wave this year. But last year, what a lot of banks did was extend and pretend. What does that mean? You can't pay off your mortgage. You can't carry the interest rate at the current market rates. So the bank says to you, okay, we financed you in 2000 at, 3.5%. We should be financing you at 7% today. You can't carry that cash flow. Your loan has come due. We're going to give you another 12 or 18 months. We're not going to adjust the interest rate to current market interest rates today. We want you, borrower, to either, get this thing sold, we'll put the additional interest on the back end, or put up some additional money, and it's a way to push it off and not foreclose on it today. And a lot of that has happened, and you can see all the modifications in the banking industry that have occurred. The big issue is, will the Fed come to the rescue? If the Fed does lower rates, then it's easier to refinance that debt. Now, it's not going to go back to the rates where we were in 20 and 21 and early 22, but 100 basis points in rate cuts will sure help the CRE market. So I think the CRE market's going to have positive and some negative, so it'll be a muddled market for the next couple of years. All right, let's look at the American consumer.